What's up, y'all? This is the Boozy and Boozy broadcast. My name is Sharon Moore, and I'm here to do a recipe for y'all. So, I just got home from doing a tasting, and this cocktail is actually great. I forgot that I like them, and this is called a Bramble. Bramble is usually blackberry, blueberry, some type of berry with gin, lemon juice, and simple syrup or sugar, depending on what you have at home. Sugar works. Simple syrup works. Agave works if you want to use that, and a different type of sugar. So anyway, whatever sugar you're using will work. So let's get into it. So we have foraged gin, and I am again doing the two cameras, trying to figure that out. And also, if you hear weird sounds, I have closed the vent in my kitchen, which is making a whooshing sound. So if you hear whooshing, that's my closed air vent. So let me know in the comments if you hear that. Also, if you hear my son singing, he's often in his room singing. Let me know if you hear that too. Anyhow, so we got foraged gin, and we also have the famous Chambord. Chambord is a raspberry liqueur. It's from France. It's been around for years. Great tasting raspberry liqueur. If you haven't had it, try it in like a spritzer with a sparkling wine. There's all kinds of things you can do it. Some people are mixing this with peanut butter whiskeys and making a peanut butter and jelly shot. You could try that, but we're gonna try a Bramble today. Ford's is one of the most popular gins for bartenders to use. One of the cool things is that there's a ridge here that makes it very easy to hold. So if you're doing tricks and things, you can do that. I am not gonna do that because I don't wanna buy another bottle of gin if I mess up, so it is what it is. So, I thought I had my jigger here, but we are just going to use regular old measuring cups. Nope, I'm gonna jigger. Don't know how I lost a jigger that quickly, but in this house, who knows? Anyway, so it's basically 3 parts gin to 1 part Chambord or whatever berry liqueur you're using, 1 part simple syrup, and 1 part lemon juice. So let's get into it. So we're going to make a Bramble, and I want it to be ice cold. I'm not a big fan of ice. So we will make ours nice and cold using as little as ice as possible. Anywho, so there's my 3 shots of gin. Whew, that's going to take me into the evening. I will be binge watching something. All right, and then 1 part of Chambord. This is a pretty big cocktail, and Chambord's only 16% alcohol, but this I believe is 45. Yes, 45% alcohol. So give you a nice swift kick in the pants. Then we're gonna do our simple syrup. 1 part of that. I feel like this is not 1 ounce. Matter of fact, I believe totally it's not 1 ounce, it's probably 1.5 ounces. I never have the jigger size right. So 1 part, 3 parts to 1 part to 1 part to 1 part. And our lemon juice. Fresh lemon would be good. Dang it, I did have fresh lemons, whatever. But lemon juice will work in the fix. If you got fresh lemons, it's always better. All right, and then we're gonna put a couple of cubes of helado in it. Anyway, and give it a shake. Just long enough to chill it down and drink it without helado. For you northern folks or folks who are not around the Hispanic community a lot, helado is that other word. Frozen water. Yeah. All right. That is nice and cold. You can see it's starting to get some condensation or frostiness on the shaker. All right, let's pour it up. Get your rocks glass. If you want a coupe glass to be fancy, you can do that. I have coupe glasses. I just can't get to them at the moment. Oh, no worries. Should have got a bigger glass. Anyway, the important part is that it's delicious. The botanicals in this gin balance very well with the berry, the sweetness of the berry. The lemon balances it out and gives it the perfect amount of acidity. And the simple syrup mellows out any other rough edges of the cocktail. It's super easy to drink, very refreshing, very tasty, and pretty. I should have got some of my fancy garnishes, but I just wanted to drink. That is tasty. That is an easy cocktail to make. Not too hard, don't need much. Obviously, you could half this recipe down because this is a lot, but I'm not a quitter. Anyway, you don't have to use foraged gin. I'm gonna have to get better about pointing these labels to the camera. Whatever gin you have will work, but the botanicals are very different in all types of gins, so use whatever you prefer. But this does work really well with the Chambord. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you like Brambles. Also, what other type of gin cocktails you like. I made a Negroni not too long ago. You can check that video out. I'll link it below. And I'm probably going to do, I actually am going to do a video on a line of Hendrick's gins coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. As always, I appreciate you all watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. And I will see you all next time. Ciao, and have a good night. I gotta wipe up my camera.
Yeah.